Hello there and welcome to Sister Sister, your all-women relationship talk show on your favorite radio and TV station. Of course, 97.3 Citi FM and Citi TV. Live also on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. It's another amazing day to come your way once again, and we're totally thrilled. My name is Jessica, and on this show we talk about relationships and all the things that happen in relationships, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So yes, stay tuned for that. We're going to be discussing a couple of emails that we've received, plus the show's interactive, so you can actually, interact with us as well as the show proceeds. Now we'll go for this quick break. When we come back, I will tell you exactly how you can interact with us on the show, plus we get to meet my sisters right now. So we'll be right back. And you're welcome back. That was quick, wasn't it? Anyway, so let's get right into action. Like I said, the show is about relationships. So if you have anything that's going on in your relationship that just seems off key, out of sorts, you name it, just send, your particular situation to us via email, via WhatsApp, or even via our DM on Facebook, and I'll give you the addresses. So on email, via email, it's jessica@citifmonline.com. Our WhatsApp number 054-998-6996. If you're texting from outside Ghana, don't forget to prefix it with our country code. That would be +233. Plus, you can also search for us on Facebook. Look for Sister Sister Live. You'll see this beautiful logo right here on our Facebook page. Like the page and, join in the conversations, the really exciting conversations that go on there. Send us a DM and we'll, treat your messages as they come in. So let's say hello to my sisters today. And I have Apioko.
Hi, Jess.
I have Sandy.
Hi, Jess.
And I have, drumroll, MFA.
Queen MFA.
Queen MFA.
Hello.
Good to see you, darling.
Good
So
to
what's
see
going
you.
on, ladies? Are you okay?
Yeah, February's here.
February, I know.
Excited,
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for quite a while. I mean, Valentine's Day around the corner and everything.
Well, that's not I'm excited about February.
Why
but
are you
okay.
I don't know.
I thought you got the head to match.
January is too long.
Yeah.
MFA, very-
January didn't quite feel like it.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it went by pretty fast.
Yeah, really fast.
Yeah.
For some of us. For
Yeah.
some people, not so much.
Not so much. That's all good. How are you doing, Sandy?
I'm all right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Yeah. I miss seeing you on Breakfast Daily. But we'll talk about that
Sure,
later. And of course, we have MFA Queen.
Hello.
MFA. What's new?
up?
I like your hair.
Thank you.
It's different.
Thank you. I know. So this was my December look.
Oh,
And I missed it, and I had to bring it back.
Okay.
For the month of love.
Why not?
Some self-love. Pioko got the red hair. And I
You
got
got the
my...
brown.
Wow,
Yeah.
She got the locks. And I'm here with my ponytail. How exciting. Anyway, ladies, really good to see you. Thanks for making time out. We'll go right into our questions for today because, usually we run out of time pretty fast. First one coming in from Kofi, who lives in Covetown. Kofi in Covetown. So it says, I'm dating this wonderful lady, very amazing, a true woman every man would want to marry. There was this issue of severe pains she experienced during sex. We've agreed to solve this issue before married. She's a nurse, and I guess she knew the problem, but she was not ready to tell me until I listened to the Traffic Avenue where you, Jessica, interviewed one Catherine who was suffering from endometriosis. I contacted Catherine and she linked us to a clinic. In fact, their services were good but expensive. And amidst that, taking the medication became an issue. I have to insist that she takes the drugs all the time. She's been telling me she's tired, and if I like, I can sleep with other ladies when we get married, since she's not a fan of sex. Now, anytime I bring it up for discussion, she'll find a nice way to brush the conversation off. I really love her. I cannot watch losing her because of sex. But come to think of it, I can't marry and have an affair outside my marriage. And I can't also marry her and sacrifice my conjugal obligations. I'm confused and I need help. Kofi from Covetown.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
Let's go first. Yeah.
I'm happy that Kofi, you took the step to try to help your woman. Very important. And thank you for listening to the traffic.
I know that was pretty cool.
Citi all around. And well, you've taken the step, but you see things like endometriosis and other chronic conditions, chronic medical conditions. It goes beyond the physical. Clearly, your fiance, your girlfriend, is dealing with something deeper than just what you're seeing outside, what the doctors are saying. For her to find it difficult to even take her medicine means that she's going through something traumatically, emotionally. Don't be, yes, sex, but really, that's not what should be on the table right now. Helping her to get well, and that means you have to be supportive, which means that you're not rubbing it in her face that she has a problem. This is somebody who obviously, cares about you. If she doesn't want to talk about the issue all the time, then it means that's something that she's not ready to face head on. So don't be throwing it in her face. As for taking the medication, she has to take it. Find ways so get breakfast for her, take her to lunch if you can, if her schedules are allowed, because it says she's a nurse. Do dinner when you're done. Oh, don't forget to take your pill, honey. Don't forget to do this. Just be very caring, because people like this, and from the way you described her, she seems to be a very strong woman. She didn't even tell you what she was going through until you stepped in and you took the step to try to find out more. She seems to be a very strong person, the kind of person who doesn't want to burden others with her problems. Just be a support system.
Right.
As for sex, really, it's a beautiful thing, but that's not all there is to it. Of course, if it's an important thing to you, I'm not going to downplay that. But this is not what she needs at this time. She just needs you to be all out caring, help her get through the problem. And like I said, it's a chronic condition. So you also have to be mindful of the fact that something that you're going to have to be living with,
Right.
if you do marry her.
It can only be managed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to be living with this beyond marriage if you do marry her. That's also something that, unfortunately, you're going to have to look at and consider. Can you live with it? Because you haven't even reached the marriage door yet, and Charlie, issues are already popping up. And these things also come with mood swings. Your woman is probably questioning her womanhood. I know people personally who are battling with it. People I grew up with, I never even knew they had it until they decided to open their mouths. And thinking back in retrospect, at certain points in time, they weren't themselves. They may have seemed depressed about something they didn't want to share. You have to deal with all that. And difficult as it may be, yes, you love her, but are you willing to live with this? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Sex is really the least of your problems at the moment, and the least of hers. But all I'll say is just be very supportive. If you love her as much as you say, be supportive. That's what she needs.
Okay. What do you think, Sandy?
Yeah, I think he should be a bit more patient. I don't think he gave a timeline as to when this happened, as in how long they have had to deal with the medication process. If it's been happening for years, then maybe she's just not ready to get better. But if it hasn't happened for that long and she's just been on the medication for maybe a month or two or something, I think he can be a bit more patient with her. Like Apioko said, try to make the process of taking medication fun for her. I won't say she's a kid, she's not a kid, but maybe she's going through a whole lot and she might actually need you to help her. I know a lot of people, they are not well, they know they are not well, they know they need the drugs, yet they still have to be forced to take the medicine. People who don't have appetite, always you find people trying to encourage them, eat your food, take your vitamins. Such situations exist. So I am thinking that he should be a bit more patient if it hasn't been that long. If it's been years, then clearly she doesn't want to get the help.
Right.
But if it hasn't been that long, I think he can be a bit more patient with her and help her. Like Apioko said, set up dinner, set up lunch. If it has to be taking, you give her the reminders and everything. It is not about talking down or yelling or being rude about it. I think when you want to get someone to do something, there's a way we handle them.
Right.
So I didn't get the sense that he is being caring or otherwise, but all I'm saying is if he hasn't done those things, I think he should be a bit more patient with somebody going through this on meds. Sometimes certain medications, you might be taking them, but it makes you even feel worse. Or you don't feel well in your body. Side effects, as they call it. Maybe that even puts her off. mood swings could come in. I'm not familiar with the active ingredients of this medicine and what it does to the body, but I mean, we've all been on medicines that make us go crazy, make us feel worse than, the condition we are even having.
Right.
So just be patient, help her. Maybe you can even go back to the doctor and say, this medicine, she doesn't seem too excited about it. Maybe there's another one that she might actually, an alternative she might actually like. But for me, it all comes down to the point that how long has it been since she's been resisting this kind of help? If it's just a matter of months, be patient. But is that years and she's still saying no? That one I will have a problem with. Then it means she's not committed to getting better. I see how people take sex as World Cup in relationships and marriage. I don't know if he can go through life married to somebody who doesn't want to sleep with him, or someone who doesn't want to get help in being able to have a normal sexual life. That I don't know if he can deal with. But like I'm saying, if it has just been a short while, patience.
Right.
Yes, patience, and then helping her. Yeah.
Wow, this is so complicated for me because he said she's a nurse. So if she's a healthcare professional,
she should know better.
She should have known that something was wrong or something was up with her. So the fact that it was him who had to take the steps after listening to your show and then reaching out to another professional is a bit iffy for me. So I don't know how serious their relationship is. Because he said they've planned to solve the problem before they get married. I mean, how close are they to that step? Because if there was something wrong with me and I had a serious partner, I definitely want to discuss it with them as opposed to leaving them to, hear it on a show and then making inquiries and then setting up an appointment for me. So that's a little confusing to me. I mean, sex is important. Sex is a huge part of a relationship. I wouldn't blame him if, because of the lack of a healthy sexual life, he wasn't able to commit to the relationship. We're human beings and sex was created for a reason. So if that's one of the things that's bothering him, he should, be honest with himself and put that point on the table so that they can both discuss and see how best they can move forward. Like Sandy and Apioko have said, sometimes medications, especially with women, because we always have these hormonal things going on, that you throw in chemicals, and I mean, sometimes it can make you go crazy. So if she's not committed to getting better, perhaps this is an internal struggle for her as well. She has to, her womanhood has been called into question, because I do know it makes it difficult to have children and so on and so forth. So perhaps this is something she has to deal with on her own. Perhaps this is something she has known for a while and she just has chosen not to come to terms with it because it's too difficult. So, be patient, but I don't think you should, how do I put this without sounding insensitive? I think you should be patient, but I don't think you should be as forceful in trying to fix someone else's problem, because at the end of the day, everything begins and ends with her, the individual. If she decides that this is something she doesn't want to deal with, no matter how much love and patience you pour into her, how much encouragement you give her to take her medication, she won't get better. So I think the best you can do is to get her help, to talk to somebody, to talk through the issue, as opposed to you trying to help her navigate it, because you're not a professional. So, I mean, with love and kindness, take a step back and allow her to deal with this, but just be available when she needs your support.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just to chip in something you said about her being like a nurse, and there are a lot of us who don't care much. There's not that culture of like, we go to the hospital only when there's something wrong. You feel me? And for a lot of people, it's easy to take it for granted. I see, like, especially if you work in the institution, you're supposedly taking care of people all the time. It's easy to lose sight of your own health. So I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Maybe she genuinely did not know. This guy was concerned enough, chanced upon my radio show where I was talking to this lady who had, so there's that. But like you ladies have said, a couple of questions you really need to ask yourself, because this condition cannot be cured. It can only be managed. I do know that it gets better after menopause, but that's a long time away. So the question you need to ask yourself, is this something you can actually live with? Should she, the no sex bit, or just very, I mean, being given to you in bits and pieces, you know. So just consider that. If it's a big deal for you, then unfortunately, this is not the relationship for you. You're going to go in and you're going to be very frustrated. So, dear gentlemen, that's a decision you will have to take. A couple of messages have come through, and this one's from Ifya. Says, Kofi, from your narration, you are as amazing as your girlfriend, and I am certain you're also every woman's dream man. You've tried to help, but except one accepts that they have a problem and expresses the willingness to do away with the problem will remain. If a woman is willing to share her husband with some other woman or women by suggesting you seek pleasure elsewhere, she's not on the same page with you. Take a walk if she isn't willing to help herself. Kweku says, well, it looks like you two have two choices before you. You either marry her and go through this dilemma with her, or you break it off. Since you love the lady, I'll encourage you to try and get her to take her medication. After all, this is the essence of you loving her. Danny says, if she isn't ready to resolve and treat herself, why would you go and buy trouble for yourself? Ivy says, I just Googled it, and the painful intercourse is the least of the problems. Most even have infertility issues as well. My dear, if she's refusing to help herself, then you would have to move on. Kwesi says, marriage is not a bed of roses. It's coupled with ups and downs. I think you really need to man up to your girlfriend so that she can treat herself. But if she's still adamant, I think you should take a walk. You can't help someone who's not ready to help themselves. Osei says, marriage goes beyond sex, but what is marriage without sex? If she agrees that you can have sex with someone else whilst married, then she can pass for your best friend. Your true partner is out there. That's an interesting comment. Peter says, no one takes medicine for a sick person. You can't love someone who doesn't love herself. Let her go. You can kill yourself, bro. And finally, Diana says, I believe you should sit her down again and talk to her about it. If she still is not interested, then I think you have to advise yourself. And those are a couple of comments. All right, we move on to another question we have here. It says, hello, sisters. I've been dating this amazing lady who I love so much. And I also met another beautiful lady at my friend's wedding. I was the best man, and this other lady was the maid of honor. We became friends, and we were just friends and didn't communicate after the wedding for about a year. My girlfriend, however, broke up with me recently because her grandparents wouldn't agree to our relationship with the reason that my cousin is already married into that family. My girlfriend couldn't take the heat, so she called it quits. My new friend got in touch with me again, and we started talking and are now deeply in love. But this new girl is also having issues with her boyfriend because she was never in love with him. She was influenced and forced into that relationship. They didn't agree on anything even before I came into the picture. Now, we can't be together because of that. She's finding it difficult to let the other guy go because, according to her, the guy once helped her and she doesn't want to seem ungrateful. Yet, she told me to wait for her and be patient because she doesn't want to lose me. I'm confused because I love her very much. And that's from Worried Richard.
Oh.
This is some kind of Brazil Avenue.
I was just thinking that. That's just telling them what?
Twist and turns.
Who wants to go first?
I'm trying to draw a shape in my head.
I think I will go first.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
The first one who said that the grandparents say that you've already married into the family, so yeah, we can't have that. I think that one, he should just come to terms that that is gone. Because it's one of my biggest fears, as like personal fears, to go into a family that it's not the person I'm dating who has a problem with me, but the family. And you can't do a lot of things without family here. So for that one, you know, sometimes when people want to do away with you too, they tell you, my mother said, my father said, and whatnot. Look, whether she's the one giving that excuse or it's actually coming from the family, both scenarios, please. So we can close that one and then now come to the person that, the new lady whom is also having issues with the boyfriend.
Right.
That doesn't sound good to me either. Because if you have to know what you want. I mean, if you don't want him, but this thing, asking him to wait, what's that about? So is she going to leave? She's now going to give the other person closure and leave? Because she's already said out of gratitude, she can't leave.
Right.
That's what the message said. So probably even all two women, he should just forget about all two. I mean, he put 2 cases in front of us. The first, I know for sure, is gone. And then the second, also having an issue where she wants you to wait for him, and his case is on way. He can let both go. He can let both go, in my opinion, and so that he can have some peace and see if he can find
someone else just for him.
Yes, who's just for him.
No, I have to agree with Sandy. I mean, this idea of monkey barring into, new relationships when you're still holding on to another relationship seems so unhealthy to me. I mean, I 100% agree with what you said. But I will say this. I mean, I do have friends who, let's say the guy was in a relationship and it wasn't working, and then he met this girl and it was like instant. And within a year they were married. And I mean, it's not perfect, but you can tell they were meant to be together. Right. This doesn't sound like one of those situations if you still have all of these question marks. I think he needs peace of mind. And if she's staying in a relationship because he helped her one time and she's grateful, that's a wrong reason to stay with somebody and to want to build a life with them. Right. So it sounds to me like she's not grown yet. She's not very mature. She doesn't really have her priorities straight if she's in a relationship for that reason. So I think, like Sandy said, break it off with both of them. Clean slate, start afresh, and, look for your person. I don't think any of these 2 people are for you.
I agree with both Sandy and MFA. With the first case, this woman who says her grandparents are not for the relationship. You see, I want to just harp on what Sandy said about him letting her go.
Right.
Because the fact that he has brought it up means that he's not entirely over it.
Sure.
Now, it seems as though when that didn't work out, and I must say the girl made a good decision. You should also let her go, like my sisters have said, because, yes, this is Ghana. This is Africa. Families are very important. Critical to your marriage, and I can speak for it, very critical to your marriage. Even in death. I mean, the law says the body belongs to the family. You can't take decisions without burying your own parents, So he needs to understand that one is past and gone. Now, it seems as though he remembered after she left that, Charlie, there was some nice girl I met some time ago, but I didn't pursue it. Let me see if I can go there now. It seems as though he's reached a point in his life where he's ready to settle. And so he's looking for the best opportunity to do so with the best available woman. The second one doesn't seem like it. Because really, if she knew what she's not married to this person she's with. And the fact that she says she feels indebted to him, what has he really done for her that's making it so difficult for her to leave? Is it financial? Did he pay her school fees? Has he taken on some kind of a dual boyfriend, father figure, and she's fine? And look, we've seen the situations before where people were betrothed to men as young as 15, 16, 17, 18, and now as older women, they don't know how to let go because they feel that they need to express their gratitude by staying with these men.
Right.
I think it's problematic. And you see, if you're not careful, it will reach the point where, okay, she finally makes this decision. I'm moving on. I want to be with you. But anytime that man calls her to do something, she'll run. And then those will become red flags in your marriage. I just think that you should take your time, meet more people, make time to date. I'm sure there are many other wonderful women. Maybe at some point this one will wake up from her slumber and see that she also needs to grow up and take control of her own life, personal or otherwise. But for now, you don't need that kind of headache. And maybe you're also looking for love in the wrong places. Yes, maybe you're also looking for love in the wrong places. Stop settling and actually find someone who sees you and will stick with you.
Right. I think the worst thing you could do to yourself is to stay in a relationship with someone out of pity or because you feel indebted to them. You will only be comfortable for a while, if at all. I'm not sure where this lady's going with that, And for a woman who can't make up her mind like that, who knows? If you start dating her, you'll be the next person she'll be with out of pity or indebtedness. So, yeah, I think your best bet, a tough one though, walk. Find yourself. Unless this woman is serious and she really can prove to you that, listen, I don't like this guy. Yes, I feel indebted, but Chale, my happiness is paramount. I'm moving away. And then she comes to it. She makes a clean break, makes it clear to him that it's over and then comes to be with you, yeah, that's not something you need to pursue. So good luck. Yeah, good luck. It's Sister Sister on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. Your comments are welcome on 054 998 6996. We'll go for a commercial break. When we return, there's more. Welcome back to Sister Sister on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. So don't forget to keep those messages coming through. Follow our Facebook page at Sister Sister Live and send us a DM. We'll be more than happy to address your questions right here. Or send a WhatsApp to 054 998 6996. If you're watching from outside Ghana, welcome to Sister Sister. Don't forget to use the country code +233. Before, prefix the number with that country code. All right, so let's go into this question here. Says, I'm very confused. This guy I'm dating got another woman pregnant, and he managed to tell me much later on. For some reasons I don't know about, he stopped answering my calls. I tried getting in touch with him, but it was in vain, so I decided to move on. He appeared a couple of months later, weeping and asking for forgiveness. I really love him and always wanted to spend the rest of my days with him. My main problem is he's seriously begging me to stay with him whilst he solves this pregnancy issue. Meanwhile, I can't visit him, but the pregnant lady goes there, spends days, and his family is still treating me like nothing has happened, especially his mom. She calls me every time. I wish I could leave him alone, but I can't, and this is driving me nuts. Please help me.
Hey,
wake up.
What?
So, first things first, you need to flee. How is it that his family members know you? I mean, if his mom is calling you, checking on you, yeah, she may like you. She wants you to be her. So that's what we say, right? But she's not stepping in for you the way she should. How is it that you can't go and visit the guy, but the woman who is pregnant has first dibs on him? Look, you don't deserve to be second on the food chain. You really don't. I usually don't tell people what to do, but in this case, I'm telling you, flee. And for two main reasons. One, this guy is not serious. You see, you called him for some time after he mustered the courage to tell you about the pregnancy, and you said it was much later along. I mean, and granted, difficult. You've cheated on someone. It will take a lot for you to come out and admit that you were wrong and tell the person. Fair enough. He's done that. Now you're calling him and he's not answering. That's just total disrespect.
Totally.
And for me, it's an indication that as a man, he's somebody who can take responsibility for his actions and face the consequences.
He's a chicken.
Exactly. So that's one reason why I'll say go. Secondly, like I said, his family members are aware. Of course, you can't throw a pregnancy away if that's not, what you believe in or whatever it is. The child didn't do anything. Definitely the woman, even on the other end, didn't do anything because his responsibility, the responsibility to the relationship was on his part, not hers.
Right.
He's the one who owes allegiance to you and the relationship, not the lady who he's gone to get pregnant. Yeah. So I have no problems with her either, okay? You don't even know what he said to her to make her believe that he was a single man and whatnot. In fact, I even suspect that she might not know about you. The fact that she's able to go to his house and you're not, maybe you are the yes, exactly. You never know. So really, you don't deserve that. You sound like a wonderful lady. I think there's much more ahead for you in life and in love. Don't waste your time. And again, I don't know why people waste time on people they are not married to. And you see, even then, when you're married, it's more complicated, especially when there are kids and all that. You have to think about so many different parameters. The law comes in, divorce, procedures come with all sorts of stipulations. You have to prove that you are separated for this amount of time. You're not married. Why tie yourself? And again, yes, love, but Charlie, not be love, you go chop.
Thank you.
And when you get into a marriage with this person and every night you are sleeping and waking up in the night crying and he's okay because, Charlie, you are not happy, what do you do? Who do you go to? So really, flee before it's too late.
Sandy.
First of all, I think you should just rush to a nearby clinic and get tested for any STI or STD or something. I mean, people who cheat and have the audacity to cheat without protection, they are very strange people. I've always said that. Yeah, so first of all, go and get yourself checked to just make sure that you are, clean. Or, well, not that people who have STDs or STIs are dirty, but you don't have anything that ties you to that traumatic thing you just went through. And then everyone, I think, Apioko mentioned that the guy is not serious. I don't think he's serious either. I totally agree with Apioko. I mean, you cheated on somebody, you got someone pregnant, it took you a while, you told them, and now, even communication, that's becoming difficult, and the pregnant one has access. Listen, baby mama, even in the reality TV shows that we watch for entertainment, baby mama drama is never a good thing. Even when you are married to the person and there's a baby mama in the picture, there's always chaos. Yeah. Who is spending time with who? Is the other woman using the kid as the access to get access to the man? Baby mama drama is never, a good thing. But she says something that really touched me. The difficulty she's having detaching herself from all of this drama. It's not going to be easy. You are going to cry proper. You are going to go through all the emotions. Sometimes you block the number, you unblock. You block them on social media, you go and unblock again. You are going to go through it all. You are.
I like that.
You are going to go through it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole block on block situation, they call you, should I pick? And then you go to church, you hear, oh, you should forgive them. You are going to go through all those emotions. But at the end of the day, hurt is like, it's not far from you when you engage in this kind of situation. So, baby mama situation, please, no. Especially as you've described it. The guy, he's up to no good.
Oh, yeah.
He is up to no good.
It's as bright as day.
Yeah.
I mean,
so please, flee, like she said.
Like, that letter, like, my spirit was rejecting everything she was saying. I mean, like, Apioko, I don't like to tell people what to do, but in situations like this one, I feel like, with love and kindness, what's her name again?
There's no name.
Oh, there's no name. With love and kindness, thank you so much for writing in, but your love for yourself has to be stronger than your fear of losing this toxic relationship. I'm sorry.
True.
But I don't understand when people stress themselves over men who don't respect them. For me, love and respect are synonymous. You can't... if you don't show respect for me or consideration, I could just switch off like that. You went and had the audacity to step out of your relationship, to get someone pregnant. After a while, you told me, yay, clap for yourself, well done, you told the truth, congratulations. Then he had the audacity to make communication difficult once again.
Right.
If he loved you, he would put his pride and his ego aside because he knows that he messed up. He would do everything in his power to fix the situation.
Right.
So I'm not even going to dwell on this whole, it's so difficult. It's no. You should love yourself to the point where if someone's making you feel like rubbish, you need to know better, and you need to know that they're not good for you, and you need to cut that person off, honestly. I mean, there's no question. Maybe you know the answer and you need us to reiterate it. That's fine, but this is a no-brainer for me.
Right.
You want to move forward to where? Like, you want to get married, you want to move forward in this relationship. Like, huh?
Yeah.
From where? From where to where? So, sis, nah, it's not banging.
A hunch tells me this guy is actually married to the woman he's pregnant with. Because what's the point? What was that communication last? Like, what was that about?
Yeah.
Simple.
Oh
You know?
God.
Probably went ahead, got married. Like, it's not even... This guy is bad news, He's the kind of news that you do not want to hear. And unfortunately, you've got your heart all mixed up in that. No, my sister. I know. Listen, we've probably all been there before where you're in love with this idiot. I'm
that's
sorry.
the word. Yeah.
But it's going to be hard. It's going to take everything in you to unlove him. But unfortunately, you're going to have to do it if you really want something better for yourself. This doesn't smell right. And I think, it's good that you've messaged the show, but I feel like you just need confirmation of what you're already thinking.
Yeah.
He's bad news. So take a good decision And just remember that whatever the consequences, you're the one who's going to live with them. So we wish you the best of luck. Couple of messages. Cindy says, if your boyfriend wants a woman pregnant, it should be you. The reason he did not get you pregnant was that his love and affection was directed at another woman. If the tables were turned, would he stick around? You should be glad you're not already married to this two-timer. Leave and don't look back. Clinton says, my sister, if you're not comfortable during the pregnancy stage, what makes you think you'll be fine after the child is born? Please just walk away to prevent a life of love triangle torture. Ruth says, so since you've already made your decision, what do you want us to say? You said you can't leave him. Decision well made. Now we should advise you again? I don't get it. Okay, stay and bat the baby.
Really?
You are mean, Ruth. Henry says, if the family doesn't respect you, I'm sorry to say that should be the end of the relationship, because if this is just dating, then marriage, dear. They will trouble you. Don't go where you're not wanted, please. Advise yourself. Leave. Ralph says, please move on with your life. A man who truly loves you will not impregnate another lady while you people are still together. Ohema says, advise yourself before you go crazy. When you find out they got married without your knowledge, take it from a woman who's been in the same situation before. Peter says, what kind of advice do you want again, my sister? This guy treats you like trash. Family doesn't appreciate you. And these are the pillars of marriage. You will do yourself good if you leave. This is not a healthy relationship, and the guy should solve his pregnancy issues alone. He got himself into it. My sister, you deserve better. Please don't fall for this cheat. Leave him. Charlie says, my sister, move on already. Some of these mother-in-laws are bad, just like their sons. Don't be deceived. Why? Unless you want to be the other woman in his life. And finally, Nanaba says, hey, Auntie, you want him to be treating you as an option till when? Wake up, woman. He doesn't love you.
Aww.
And those are a couple of your comments. So keep those questions and comments also coming through on 054-998-6996. That's our WhatsApp number. This is Sister on Citi TV and Citi FM. And we'll move on to another message. It says, I've been dating this man for a year now. I just found out he has a family somewhere with 3 kids. According to him, he has nothing to do with the lady anymore. I've been warned by this lady, however, a few times, and she even came to tell my parents that I'm causing problems between them. The unfortunate thing is that I'm so much in love with this guy, and I can't let go. He wants us to get married too. What do I do?
Look,
Today's like love triangle, love hexagon day.
Yes.
What?
and it has to be in February too. I thought love was supposed to be nice.
I know.
Is this even love, babe?
So, he has a family somewhere else. You found out. I don't know how you found out, whether he told you or you chanced upon the information. Bottom line is, he didn't tell you from the beginning of the relationship. Red flag number 1. It means he's not truthful. It means he's a two-timer. You know, somebody who can cheat on. I don't know whether he's married to the other woman or if you're the other woman. I don't even know who to call the other woman. But if he's married to the mother of his kids, whether they've been together for a long time. Look, if somebody has 3 kids with one woman, it wasn't just a one-night stand. It wasn't just something that happened and then the wind blew and we moved on. They had some kind of relationship, even if they're not legally married. 2, now you're saying that the man wants to marry you. The woman, the mother of his children has warned you several times that you're causing problems between them, has even reached out to your family. Look, you're better than that. You don't need all that drama. For what? In the name of love? If the man really wants to be with you, then he should set things right. Why does it have to get to the point where the lady who he has kids with is reaching out to you and your family? It means that there's something that he's not telling you. He wants to have his cake and eat it. And we all know that in life, that kind of reality doesn't really exist. So please advise yourself. Yes, you love him, but there are other people to love. And if anything, take your lessons. Again, for the second time, in one show, I'm advising someone to run away from the situation that she finds herself in. But seriously, you can't do that to yourself. You cannot do that to yourself. And on the flip side, you see, women who are scorned, they do crazy things. The mother of his children, you don't know what her next step will be. I don't know if you work, for example. I've seen women walk into the jobs of side chicks and go and tell their bosses, and that's the last day they've worked. Because now news spreads that you're a home wrecker.
Right.
The guys will say, "Shia Jwalo." Yes, you break homes. You know, I've also seen situations, again, crimes of passion. Spoke about it, not too long ago. Crimes of passion, where before they are pouring acid on you. We've seen these things happen. You do not want to be caught up in those situations. Just live your life, move on. If this guy really respects you, he'll clean up his house and move on. But even if he does, with this other woman in the picture, she's not ready to let go. And you see, she always have an upper hand because she has his children. He'll have to take care of them. Yes, you have to take care of them. Even if he's married to you, are you ready to let go of income that should be coming into your home if you get married to take care of some other woman's children? Are you ready for that? Are you ready when you want to go out and eat? Maybe now you have kids with him, but he says, "Oh no, my daughter is performing in the choir. I have to go and watch." Are you ready for all that? It's too messy. Don't worry yourself. Move on. Be wise. Love comes and goes anyway, and it grows. You may find someone who maybe you're not as crazy about him, but he'll treat you better. He'll treat you better.
Sandy.
When you were reading, I was thinking to myself, okay, sometimes it could be that the woman who is now the mother of his kids and out of the picture probably did something wrong. I just wanted to play the devil's advocate and whatnot. Maybe she did something wrong, so he wants to move on from that and settle with someone else. But you didn't make it clear. That's the one who sent the message. Didn't make it clear if he's still married to her.
Yeah, I didn't say.
If he is not, then he has actually gotten out of the relationship maybe. So you could have a chance. But then Apiako speaks about this whole triangle thing we've been talking about since we've been on the show. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Assuming he has actually left the relationship, which you didn't make clear. Are you ready for that aspect of it as well? The whole, my other woman or my kids say they want to go for this, I need to go with them. That whole situation. Are you ready for that? But as always, people in these situations say, I'm so into it, I don't know what to do. You will live, my dear. No, you will live. You'll get out of it.
Right.
Sometimes in a matter of months or maybe a year, you will look back and be like, so what was the fuss about? Why was I crying over this guy? Definitely you will live and you will be fine.
Right.
So if you think you can't deal with that triangle situation, get out.
Get out.
But then, of course, answer this question for yourself. He says you should get married. Is he divorced from the other woman? Maybe that could also help you get some things clear in your head. But, sometimes when people promise you marriage like that, is it next week, next month? They will tell you,
String you along
Jesus is
for
coming
months,
soon.
yeah. He's been
That
coming
kind
for
of
a
thing.
while.
Yeah, but for a while.
Just saying.
So just answer those questions for yourself because it's not evident in your message. But even if all the answers seem positive, the question remains, can you deal with that baby mama situation?
3 kids.
3 kids. Yeah.
Emmy.
Reminds me of the time young MFO was willing to date a man with 3 kids.
Really?
Story for another day.
Oh, hello.
But so as you were reading the letter, I was thinking to myself that these days there are lots of blended family situations that actually work.
Okay.
It's not, even though we see a lot of the baby mama drama type of situation, there are people who are in blended families that actually get along, who are actually adults about it, who put the children first. The only thing that made me worry was that I didn't get the sense that he was married to this woman. She said he has a family with another woman.
Right.
Are you prepared to invest the rest of your life in someone who can just up and leave a woman he's had 3 kids with? It's almost like he's abandoning his responsibility. Is that really the sort of man you want to be the father of your children? So if it's not working, then, we have kids and you're the mother of my children, but, hey, you're going to up and leave, that kind of situation. And also the fact that the mother of his children is going out of her way to warn you. Me, I don't like drama.
Right.
So for somebody to get up and come and warn you and, tell you all these horror stories and tell you to be careful, going to your parents, there must really be something going on that you might not be aware of. So for me, like when Apioka went through the list of, red flags and so on and so forth, he didn't tell you the truth right from the beginning. So, I mean, where are you going from here? Such a big part of your life, your 3 children. If you're really serious about me, wouldn't you want me to get to know them? Wouldn't you want me to figure out a way to make this work? Yeah, I mean, even people meeting my dog is such a big deal, let alone my children. So, yeah, I'm sorry. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere to me. It just sounds like he's very dishonest. And I mean, like we said in the last show, if you lie, you can kill, you can steal, you can do other things. He's hiding a whole family. It just seems like a lot of drama. I'm even exhausted thinking about it, to be honest.
Feel you on that.
Yeah.
Well, I have nothing more to add. I think you ladies have just nailed it right there. This can't possibly be going anywhere, so good luck with that. We'll go for a commercial break. When we return, at least one more message. And you're welcome back to Sister on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. More of your messages. One says, I'm a young man in my 30s, got married 3 years ago. And I have a wife, and basically we've been expecting our first child, but nothing is happening. My wife has been doing all sorts of treatments, but just last year in September, I went for a semen analysis test, and it proves that I'm not able to get her pregnant. I wanted to tell her about it, but I could not. Just last 2 weeks, I went to a different hospital with her to do the same test, and the result was no difference. Now, my wife is 27 years old. I've been telling her to go out and bring me a pregnancy since I can't afford artificial insemination. And a while ago, I felt like quitting my marriage so I will save my wife from stigmatization. I need help, and I need it now. And that's from Nana Ochiri.
Wow. Nana, first of all, sorry for what you're going through. It can't be easy, and I'm happy that the second time around you actually went with your wife so that she could see the results for herself. And I can understand why you're feeling so terrible, apart from the fact that you're the problem now. But also look, those tests that women go through when infertility plagues a couple, it's not injections all over the place. You're being monitored by all sorts of machines. It's not easy. And not to mention the fact that, again, you're questioning your womanhood, especially in a society like ours where, being a mother, giving birth is what people consider having arrived as a woman.
Right.
So sorry about that. But again, you see, our society is a beautiful society, but we make some of these things too difficult. I know you say you can't afford artificial inseminations, but there are couples who have saved up to do it. It's expensive, but if you can save up to buy a car or a house or even pay your rent, it's not something you can't save up to do. Again, I know in our part of the world, adoption, surrogacy, they are not really things that we consider, but maybe you should give it a go. Look, I went into marriage, and this is something I'm never embarrassed about sharing. My women in my family have had trouble with conception at 24. And luckily, I grew up in a family where by the time you're 18, you've already done the gynae. You're already doing pap smears. You're doing full checkups, and I'm grateful for that. So at the time I was 24, I found out that I had a low egg count. And you know what that means for a woman. Yeah. Unlike men, we can't do stuff to ourselves to produce more eggs. Whatever you're born with, that's what you have.
Right.
So what it means is if you have a low egg count, your viable eggs for a viable pregnancy, chances are reduced.
Right.
So I went into marriage knowing that I may have fertility challenges.
Did your husband know?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Something I spoke to him about. And my mom, again, let me just put it out there. My younger sister and I, we are test tube babies. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
And we're talking, so the 80s, my parents were doing this. And it's not like they had the money then, but they saved because it's something they really wanted to do.
Right.
One of the reasons why there's a 10-year gap between my older sister and I. And so because of my mom's experience, we had conversations about freezing eggs, doing IVF, all these things, looking at the cost. So I know what the costs look like. Thankfully, I didn't have to experience any of that. But don't make your wife feel any worse by asking her to go and bring a baby home. You see, what you're doing is, one, you're shutting her out. She'll already feel terrible knowing that there's not much she can do to help you, first as an individual and then you as a couple.
Right.
You shut her out and you see, go and bring a baby home, but she'll go and fall in love with another man who gives himself to her wholeheartedly. Another thing I'll say is don't feel sorry for yourself. Look, there are a lot of men walking around and they are in your situation or worse. It's just that you don't hear about it. They live here in this Ghana. You know, you just don't hear about it because we don't talk about these things. But again, I mean, from mentioning artificial insemination, it means that it's an option that was probably presented to you. Yeah. Save up for it. Do a joint account and say this is Operation Heart Baby, you know, baby making account or whatever it is. And then go for the treatments. Your wife seems like a very supportive woman, you know. She hasn't walked out yet.
Yeah.
And then, Charlie, and you're saying that you like to divorce her to save her from stigmatization. See, in Ghana, in Africa, even a divorce stigmatizes you.
Right.
So really, just calm down and then see if you can walk through the process together, for better or for worse, right?
Right, yeah. Okay, I'll give you ladies a minute each.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just tell him to get yourself together, because initially you were talking about you can't afford the procedure. Then you were saying that she should go and get pregnant with someone else. Now you're talking about divorce. It seems like your spirit is all over. Yes. So get yourself together. And then you just spoke to the sisters through a letter. Have you spoken to your wife? Is she ready to do something with you? Is she ready to stay and just try and find solutions? So like Apioko said, people save to buy Benzes and houses and get mortgages and stuff. Save up. If it's about money, save up and get the procedure done. Right. Give yourself the chance of seeing or knowing that you did what you could. And then if still you can't get pregnant, when you get to that bridge, you will know what else to do. So save up. And then also make up your mind. Because I don't think it's the woman who is saying, let me go or anything. And
He's
you can't.
Just,
yes,
yeah,
you are just. Yeah. Yeah. So save up and then also talk to your wife for the way forward.
Yeah.
Emmy, have the final word.
No, I agree 100% with Sandy and Apioko about putting the money aside to make sure that, you know, you have your dreams come true of being parents. But I do think he should ask his wife how she feels about the entire thing. I don't think you should even wait till you amass the money, and then if that doesn't work out, see, you know, what you should do moving forward, if that makes any sense. I think as part of the entire conversation, because he feels very hurt and broken. It sounds like it. And I feel so sorry for him because, you know, it's such a difficult thing to go through. But I think you should also ask your wife where she stands. I think you should also be prepared to hear that, I mean, it's been my dream to be a mom, and I wanted to get married to have a family. So if I can't have a family, then I'll have to walk away. You have to be prepared to hear that as well. And you should also be prepared to hear that she's willing to stand by you, because if she's gone with you to the hospital, you know, it's like a joint effort. You're both trying to figure out what's wrong. Sounds like she's got a good head on her shoulders. So give her the option as well. Don't make a decision for her. Hear her out and see where she stands. But I don't think it's a helpless situation or hopeless situation. I think there's definitely options. So give yourself a break, and I'm sure the two of you figure it out.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you very much for sharing your story. We know it's not a very easy place to be in. I would say if your wife you do have that conversation and your wife decides to stick with you, you're going to have to build on your trust for her. You know, because sometimes it just messes with you a little bit, and then you'll get into this space where when she goes out, she's not coming back. Is she with someone else? That kind of thing. So you'll have to, should I say, perform some mental exercises to make sure that you're grounded, you know, throughout that relationship. But we wish you the best of luck, and thank you very much for sharing your story with us. To those of you watching or listening on Citi FM and Citi TV, you can actually send your questions ahead of time to the show. Just send it to Jessica at citifmonline.com. You can like our Facebook page at Sister Live and send us a DM, or you can wait till the show is live and send a WhatsApp message. Either way, we will receive your message and address it. Plus, if you sent something today that we haven't been able to read, we apologize for that. We do get quite a number of messages to the show daily, and so we'll get to your message as soon as possible. Thank you very much, ladies, for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. And we'll be back same time on your favorite station with another exciting edition of Sister. My name is Jessica. Thanks for watching.